Ladies and gentlemen, Article 27 of our Constitution 2010 says that it is not right for anyone in this country to be discriminated against on any ground. Just because you're a woman, you have a particular gender or sexual orientation or disability. I happen to be someone living with disability because of my visual handicap, but that has not stopped me from living my life in full. I have gone to school with bona fide degrees. I have worked and employed people. I have run a media house that I put up together myself. I have participated in the 2013 election in the Vihiga County gubernatorial race. And that particular election was actually managed by the IEBC, where I was an accepted gubernatorial candidate. Comes 2022, and I am not included on the ballot. The question is why? I have been included on the ballot before. But why this particular time? I rest it all on one person called Wafula Wanyonyi Chebukati and the commissioners and the entire body of the IEBC. Chebukati and IEBC are the most discriminating entity in this country. And I'll tell you why. First of all, they have refused to receive my signatures as an aspirant, even though I am gazetted, and I have approached them twice with the same signatures, and they have refused. They say I am late in submitting the signatures. A big lie. Because in the company of several other aspirants, we all took our signatures and copies of IDs on the 25th of May to Bomas of Kenya. And at Bomas of Kenya, I was received by their officials, namely Patrick and Ruth, who told me those particular signatures were not complete, they were not in their right order and format, that I should go and correct the format and resubmit. They did not take all of them. They took only 3 counties and said, go and work this out and bring them by the 29th. Guess what? I was there on the 29th with 2 big boxes of signatures from 26 counties. They refused to receive them. In fact, one of the security officers threatened to burn them. I was then denied access to Bomas of Kenya the next day when I wanted to see Chebukati to resolve this. But I must mention the incident of Sunday night, because I waited at Bomas from 1 in the afternoon until 11 at night. And I was told only Chebukati, my returning officer, could settle this whole question of receiving signatures. And so wait for him. I waited for him, and while I'm waiting for him, I'm asked for my email address. And at exactly 10 p.m., while I'm waiting in the lobby, Chebukati sends me an email saying I'm non-compliant. That is not just arbitrary, it is not acceptable, and that is not, in my opinion, the acceptable mode of communication to an aspirant. I must add and say, I was asked to go to Anniversary Towers. I did, and I was tossed from floor to floor to floor. Where am I going with all this? Simply to tell you that Chebukati refused to receive my signatures. And we asked for a meeting. He granted us on the 5th in order to resolve this. And I have witnesses In that room, he says that I understand your case, but my hands are tied. I would like to know who is tying Chebukati's hands. Which law is tying Chebukati's hand if it's a law? Chebukati said that there is no regulation, there is no direction that allows him, as a returning officer, to even treat me preferentially or with affirmative action as someone living with disability. Now, guess what? The nomination fee for presidential candidates is 200,000 shillings. For women, youth, and persons with disability, it is 100,000 shillings. So affirmative action is already envisaged, and he will not stretch that beyond the money. So I am here to say, Chebukati and the team will read the law as it is convenient to them. They will use regulations in order to sieve out those they don't want to be on the ballot. And I just happen to be one of them. So my message is simple. Our 2010 Constitution requires that every citizen who is qualified to run for office runs. And nobody should put impediments and obstacles in their path. That same Constitution says Chebukati and team are not supposed to discriminate against me. They have. And I'll tell you the worst aspect of the discrimination as I finish. He has gazetted 4 candidates. You all know them. He has also issued a list of those that did not qualify. Now, Kenyans, are you aware that I don't appear in the list of those who are passed as the 4, and I don't even appear in the list of those who are disqualified? What does that tell you? That Chebukati and his team treat me as a non-entity. They treat me as an accident. They treat persons with disability with disdain. And I'm here to tell you this. It will not happen. Because we will not be silenced. I will be here for the longest haul to represent persons living with disability, and they too have a right to run for office. I must also say that the process of IEBC taking us to this next election must not just be, a good process. It must be seen to be an acceptable process. And so we are here to communicate this, that as the voice of the people, we will not be silenced. We will continue to speak so that the citizens get a better government, the citizens get a better country, and that the things that our oppressors, the things that status quo has refused to do, we will be able to do if you give us a chance. So help us, God.